Sam and Steve, another video, and we're going to be talking about a question that is really mind-bending. I kid you not. I mean, all of us have thought about this in one way or another, and I'm going to give the question to you. And the question is, what do we do for infinity? What do we do for infinity? You know, and you have to understand, it really is based on one basic premise. And when you're created by God and you're put in existence, it is forever. It never ends. Two reasons God created you. One is to have the relationship with Him. That is everything to God, and it's the relationship to everybody. And through infinity, all through the ages that we go through, we're defining our relationship with God. The second thing is really the other is to experience God's knowledge. Everything. I mean, whatever you see, whatever you experience, whatever you see, whatever you hear, all of existence is God knowledge. All the laws of physics, all the stuff that goes on. I mean, it's just everything. That's the best way to put it. It is everything. Everything that you see, everything that is God knowledge. So how do we gain that knowledge? We had, and I'm going to get into, just kind of keep it focused a little bit. We're here on this earth right now, and boy, we have a lot of experience to talk about. But when your time comes, when that time comes and you go back home and you're back with God again, and I'm going to put it in a way that we all can understand, is the knowledge you have by being on this earth, you've been around the block. You've been around the block a few times. Maybe a lot of times. You know, all of us have our experiences to tell, but you have knowledge. You've gained by being down here. And just kind of even take you back just right in the beginning, before you were born, you had a lot of knowledge, everybody. You know so much you know so many things. Also, your relationships you have with other souls that you have for eons and eons of time. You know, you've got some really true friends. You know, you can call them family, and you've been around for eons and eons of time. But you have to be a newborn into this life in order to really truly experience it, because you remembered what you had before, what you knew before, it wouldn't be real. The whole idea when you're a newborn, you come into this earth, it is temporally erased. You have to be a newborn to experience what life truly is. Now that you have that, and you've lived your life. When that time comes and you go back home, you've experienced life in all its different forms, everybody. And it's studying, and I said many times before, each one of us have a story to tell, but that's what it is about knowledge. So what is going to happen is that the one thing I'm just going to do a preface is that you have free will. You choose. Everything I'm telling you is really based on your choosing. Everything I'm telling you, you choose however you want to do it. It really, the bottom line is you have free will, and free will is sacred to God. It really is sacred. And now I'm going to divide it up. I'm going to divide it being in the heavenly kingdom and having past lives or future lives. The heavenly kingdom, because you've been around the block a few times, many times, whatever it may be, you have knowledge. So how are you going to use that knowledge? How is God going to use knowledge? There are other souls who are just starting out. There are other souls that are going to get some help. There are other souls that are, they're going through some stuff, and they may come down to that earth, and in other words, you're going to be a helper of God. You're not quite an angel, but you do have some powers. You do have some, and there are things that you can do for other people. You may even come down to this earth, and what you're doing, in a sense, they can't see you, but you can see them. You're guiding them. We talk about that family members, kind of watch over you, protect you in so many ways. You have a guardian angel that watches over you. In a way, that's what you're going to be doing, if you so choose. You have knowledge, and I'm going to reiterate that phrase again. You've been around the block a few times, and now is to use that knowledge, if you so choose to do this. God's helpers, and many different forms of that. I mean, it's really stunning. And I will tell you one thing, and I mentioned sometime back in a video, that sometimes guardian angels really do it. Some of them really have a hard job. What happens is you get assigned. And some of the souls you get assigned to are not easy. And I got to tell you, there are some that want nothing to do with God. There are souls that want nothing. They want to be around you. They want anything. And I got to tell you, and there was one instant that I said some time back, that I overheard basically is that this one soul was carrying on, didn't want anything to do it, yelling and screaming all kinds of stuff. So what does the angel say to him? I think we need to discuss your behavior. It's just stunning what goes on there. I mean, it's all your choosing, everybody. It's your choice. There are many things that you can do in the heavenly kingdom. It's not a job, everybody. What you're doing, in other words, you're helping others. You're affecting others in a lot of different ways because you now have some knowledge. Let's go to the other part of it, and that is previous lives that you may want to continue experiencing different lives. When you experience different lives, it doesn't mean you come back to this earth. You can choose not to. You can choose another entirely planet, a totally different galaxy, a set of laws that are totally different. I mean, everything. And you may be a different life form. You may be a humanoid of some kind. But you're going to experience it through that way, depending on your choice. Infinity. The possibilities are just, when you talk about it, are infinite. And all this is, and just kind of read from the very beginning, the real part of all this is knowledge. The experience is knowledge. And you're getting, as you live lives and being in the heavenly kingdom, whatever you decide to choose, you're getting little bits and pieces, but it all adds up. It becomes accumulative. It's studying how it all works, everybody. And the more that you know, the more knowledge you have, you understand more about what God is. And sometimes, I got to tell you, there are times, and everybody knows, I pray every morning. There are times it is fleeting, in a second. I don't know how to explain it to you, everybody. It's fleeting in a second that God's mind. And for a second, I get it. I don't know how to explain it to you. I wish I could. It's there for a second, I get it, and it's gone. But we're all kind of striving for that moment. There is a realm of God that we know we're getting closer to it every experience that we go. It's really a very different experience, everybody. It's not. I wish I could explain it. I wish I could really try to put it into words. It is you're really in a very different realm. That's the only way I can tell you. And there are things that go on in that realm with God, and it's really almost, in a sense, you're part of God. In the bigger picture, when we all pass on, you are part of God. All of us accumulating, and I say that to many patients at the hospital here, that we're all part of each other. We are all, seriously, all brothers and sisters. We're all part of God. And you get that. You get, in the next life, you really get that we're all part of each other and we're all interrelated. I mean, it's studying how it works. But there are bits and pieces in all of the stuff that it is about knowledge, everybody. It is about getting knowledge. And all of infinity is we're just getting more knowledge and more knowledge and more knowledge. But it does accumulate to a point where you actually get into another realm of God. And I can't put into words. I wish I could. It's gone through my mind at an instant and gone. In reserve. You gotta go through the stuff in order to get to that final answer. And that's what this is all about. It is about knowledge, getting to that final answer about God. It's hard, but you have choices. And I'm going to backtrack again. You may want to stay in the heavenly kingdom, and you will. It's not working, everybody. You're helping God in so many ways, but you're helping God by your own experiences. As I said the third time, I'm going to tell you, you've been around the block a few times. That knowledge is very, very important. For the new souls or whatever's going on, you're going to be helping them. Or you can choose maybe a combination of both. You can do both. And not either or. It can be both. You do a combination, you had an experience, you know some more stuff, and then you share it. It's interesting how it all works, everybody. Just been up the ozone for a few minutes. I'm bringing you back down. The other thing, I'm just going to close with this, and the closing is that relationship with Him. It is everything to God. You, in so many ways, are utterly magnificent to Him. Each and every one of you are utterly magnificent to Him. And I used this some time back, and to kind of, to put it into context, every cell in your body, DNA, everybody is familiar with DNA, and DNA is their instructions, how your body functions, whatever it is, but there is a God's gene in there, and within that God's gene, approximately, somewhere along the middle, there are about 50 billion lines of instruction, all about each and every one of you. It's His calling card. Yes, He knows who you are through the 50 billion lines of instruction. To give you an idea how extensive this is, what I read is 35 years, 24/7, to read all the instructions about you. And we don't get it here. But I guarantee when our time comes up and we do go back home, you fully understand what all that is. Just how unique and magnificent each and every one of us are. But we're all part of each other. I'm going to go ahead and close. I really appreciate your time, and it's a it's a discussion. It is a question that really, but to answer that question again, it really is about knowledge. It is about knowledge, but it accumulates, and you get to another level of God, and that's what all this is headed, into that realm of that other level, the closest realm to God. That's where all is headed. And I wish I could explain it further. I can't. It's there for a second and it's gone. I don't know how to explain it to you. But I'm going to close. I appreciate your time, everyone, and something to speculate, something to really kind of think about. Just when we have our moments, just to kind of drift off and go to the ozone and kind of think all the things. But there are a lot of possibilities. But here's the other thing I want to tell you too, and I'm going to close with this. There's a lot going on this earth. We're here at Pacific time. We have a lot of decisions to make. I kid you not. There are things going on in this earth that we're in right now. A lot of things are going on, and we're going to have to make decisions along the way. And I'm not going to talk about it now, but I will talk about it in another video. Anyway, everybody, just want to share this with you. I want to thank you again for watching this video, and a lot to talk about, everybody. It keeps on going. But anyway, I really appreciate your time, and thanks for watching this video. Until the next video, thanks again. Appreciate it.